How are you feeling after day one of Web Summit? Is it too overwhelming? Or are you feeling more relaxed now that you've been through the first sessions and the first talks? I must say that the most exciting things for me on this day one, um, I've noticed already in the beginning of the day when I entered through entrance 2, and I realized that what was used to be the Pavilion 5 had been expanded. And I don't know in engineering terms if it has doubled the capacity or tripled the capacity, but for sure it looks like a huge addition in terms of area to the venue. It now has that garden that they call the networking garden, which is an open air area where you can meet with other people and also have some coffee or snacks or matcha latte. And it also has some spots for meetups. And I passed around, and it seems like there were lots of people engaging in the meetups, which is very interesting because previous year it still felt a bit experimental. I received a notification out of the blue to join the product managers meetup last year. I was surprised because it was kind of in the middle of the day or towards the end of the day that I received that notification in the app, and now it seems like they fully adopted this meetup kind of activity. So that was already the first thing I noticed when I entered the venue on day one. And the second thing I've noticed in the first talks that I heard on this day were at the China Summit stage. And I felt that is very exciting because China is playing such a leading role in technology that it deserved a space where people can get in touch with their philosophy and how they are approaching tech development. So these were the two first things I noticed as I started my day at Web Summit, and those are the two highlights of the day. Very exciting. Like the new space is really beautiful, and engaging. And the China stage, the China Summit, also felt pretty pertinent, pretty relevant for today's developments in tech. This time, my approach was a bit different because I walked a bit randomly. So I entered the venue, and then I walked through the pavilions, and I reached the China Summit stage, which I didn't memorize in which pavilion was, but it was something that I had kind of planned to attend. And I sat there, and then I walked more or less randomly through the different pavilions and the different stages. And randomly, I also went to this the marketing summit or the marketing stage, where the CEO of Diageo was talking about innovation. Now they have two different teams to innovate, what they call the core innovation team and the breakthrough innovation team. And now the breakthrough innovation team is kind of set aside and kind of released from the pressure, the commercial pressure of everyday operations. And that was a model that theoretically I had heard about, but it was interesting to see how they still make that clear distinction between what is more kind of incremental operational innovation and breakthrough innovation. And something that was also very interesting is what he called like the worst day in his career, when they realized they had to recall the Guinness Zero Alcohol product that had been launched, and they detected there was something wrong with it, and they had to recall the product. And that at the time seemed like the worst day of his career. But then after recalling the product and then launching it again, how it turned out to be kind of the biggest success of the 0% category. So, and how the way they dealt with the failure sent ripples and message across the company to the leadership and to the employees, how they kind of embraced and tolerated failure was also a very interesting lesson, because what seemed like an absolute kind of disaster turned out to be a huge success, and that kind of taught the company that it was kind of okay to fail in the way kind of the way that the leadership dealt with that failure. I also felt, so I passed by the AI summit, AI stage. There was this talk about the ROI of AI, etc. And this guy from a company that implements solutions, I think, from call centers, was saying that from his experience, no implementation had led to kind of clear downsizes on people, etc. It was very interesting to hear him say that, and he even said like there are no risks of things with AI going wrong, because in the context of a call center, if the customer is feeling confused after interacting with AI, then he will be redirected to a human being. So what's the worst that can happen? So that was kind of a snapshot of the conversation that was going on about the impacts of AI on automating. How does that affect or doesn't affect cutting down jobs? He also said that the operations people that are successful at implementing AI in their companies will become kind of the next CEO of AI, or the next VP of AI, or the leader of AI in that kind of company, and that they would be kind of the superstars. In one of the last conversations, I heard the CEO of Uber talk about how the self-driving cars are becoming more and more important in the Uber kind of operations, and how they are expecting to launch in Europe and that if